testing out the camera. Okay. I aimed for a messy bun, but what I got was a messy bun. Oh, that sucks. Have you ever read the Harry Potter books and then watched the films afterwards? If you did, then I guess we shared the same feelings regarding the scenes that weren't included in the films but were in the books. Hi, I'm Eliza D and welcome back to A Little Bit of Everything. I would like to take the opportunity to apologize for all the background noises in this video, like chickens and dogs. As promised on my last video, I will be making That Scene Should Be in the Film Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So today I'm gonna read again a scene from that book which I think is worthy of being included in the film. I put the link of my last video on the description box below, so please do watch it. And if you are not subscribed yet to my channel, please do. So before I tell you the scene that I want to be included in the film, I want to tell you first some of the differences between the book and the movie. Mr. Arthur Weasley and Lucius Malfoy did not just have a row at Flourish and Blots. They had an actual fight. I would love it if they showed us on the film the denoming part. There was a scene on the book wherein Mrs. Weasley punished her boys for driving the Ford Anglia to Harry's without her permission. As a punishment, she had her boys remove the gnomes that are pestering her garden all the time. Unlike the movies, there was Professor Binns teaching history of magic. In fact, he's the one who explained the Chamber of Secrets to the students. It wasn't Professor McGonagall. To get to the restricted section of the library, Hermione must get assigned permission from one of the teachers. He got it from that year's Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher, Professor Gilderoy Lockhart. It was actually easy because he signed it without even reading what it says. On this book, Ron was able to explain why he's terrified of spiders. It's because when he was 3, his brothers Fred and George transformed his teddy bear into a large spider. I think I remember him saying to Harry, You would be terrified too if suddenly the teddy bear you are holding turns into something that has many legs. And again, no Peeves. I don't think there is a single film that mentioned Peeves the poltergeist. So those are the differences between the movie and the book. So let's get to the scene that I think is worthy of being included in the film. Halloween was just a week ago, but I think it's still good if I give you a bit of a scare now. The scene on the book Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets that I would love to be on the film would be the 500th death day of Nearly Headless Nick, the Gryffindor ghost. His real name, if you're wondering, is Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington. But I know if you're a Potterhead just like me, you already know. So here is an extraction from the book. What I have here again is an old copy of the book Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It has 10 pages also, and it's also in trade paperback format, but I also love it. By the time Halloween arrived, Harry was regretting his rash promise to go to the Death Day party. The rest of the school were happily anticipating their Halloween feast. The Great Hall had been decorated with the usual live bats. Hagrid's vast pumpkins had been carved into lanterns large enough for 3 men to sit in, and there were rumors that Dumbledore had booked a troupe of dancing skeletons for the entertainment. A promise is a promise, Hermione reminded Harry bossily. You said you'd go to the Death Day party. So at 7 o'clock, Harry, Ron, and Hermione walked straight past the doorway to the packed Great Hall, which was glittering invitingly with gold plates and candles, and directed their steps instead towards the dungeon. The passageway leading to Nearly Headless Nick's party had been lined with candles too, though the effect was far from cheerful. These were long, thin, jet-black tapers, all burning light blue, casting a dim, ghostly light even over their own living faces. The temperature dropped with every step they took. As Harry shivered and drew his robes tightly around him, he heard that sounded like 1,000 fingernails scraping an enormous blackboard. "Is that supposed to be music?" Ron whispered. They turned the corner and saw nearly headless Nick standing at the doorway hung with black velvet drapes. "My dear friends," he said mournfully, "welcome, welcome, so pleased you could come." He swept off his plumed hat and bowed them inside. It was an incredible sight. The dungeon was full of hundreds of pearly white translucent people, mostly drifting around a crowded dance floor, waltzing to the dreadful quavering sound of 30 musical saws played by an orchestra on a black draped platform. A chandelier overhead blazed midnight blue with 1,000 more black candles. Their breath rose in a mist before them. It was like stepping into a freezer. "Shall we have a look around?" Harry suggested, wanting to warm up his feet. "Careful not to walk through anyone," said Ron nervously, and they set off around the edge of the dance floor. They passed a group of gloomy nuns, a ragged man wearing chains, and the fat friar, a cheerful Hufflepuff ghost, who was talking to a knight with an arrow sticking out of his forehead. Harry wasn't surprised to see that the bloody Baron, a gaunt, staring Slytherin ghost covered in silver bloodstains, was being given a wide berth by the other ghosts. "Oh no," said Hermione, stopping abruptly. Turn back, I don't want to talk to Moaning Myrtle." "Who?" said Harry as they backtracked quickly. "She haunts the girls' toilet on the first floor," said Hermione. "She haunts the toilet?" "Yes, it's been out of order all year because she keeps having tantrums and flooding the place. I never went in there anyway if I could avoid it. It's awful trying to go to the loo with her wailing at you." "Look! Food," said Ron. On the other side of the dungeon was a long table, also covered in black velvet. They approached it eagerly, but next moment had stopped in their tracks, horrified. The smell was quite disgusting. Large, rotten fish were laid on handsome silver platters. Cakes burned charcoal black were heaped on salvers. There was a great maggoty haggis, a slab of cheese covered in furry green mold, and, in pride of place, an enormous grey cake in the shape of a tombstone, with tar-like icing forming the words, "Sir Nicholas de Mimsy Porpington, died 31st October 1492. Harry watched, amazed, as a portly ghost approached the table, crouched low, and walked through it, his mouth held wide so that it passed through one of the stinking salmon. "Can you taste it if you walk through it?" Harry asked him. "Almost," said the ghost sadly, and he drifted away. "I expect they've let it rot to give it a stronger flavor," said Hermione knowledgeably, pinching her nose and leaning closer to look at the putrid haggis. "Can we move? I feel sick," said Ron. So there it is. Don't you think it's an awesome party? If you want to read more about it, it's in Chapter 8 of the book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And please do tell me in the comments below if you think it should have been included in the film. And if you think I've missed out some scenes, tell me about it. So, see you in my next video. That scene should be in the film Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Bye!